Amazing. Right. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, I'm going to mute you and we'll get started. So lie on your back first of all. Good, okay. Lovely. Alright, start by lying on your back, arms outstretched, and then roll knees from side to side. So today we're doing a few progressions from the exercises that we've done over the last couple of weeks, but I can give you easier versions if you need. It's quite cold in the tent this morning. Had to get actual heating in here. It's so weird lying on my back. You can see my breath when I breathe out. So it's a bit damp in here and it's slowly warming up, so we'll see how steamy the end panels get over the course of the next 45 minutes. Could be quite exciting. Keep rolling your knees from side to side. We'll do about another 30 seconds of this. Okay, and then stay on your back, arms down by your side. In fact, don't stay on your back, ignore me, we've got a progression, very exciting. So move on to all fours. We're going to do pelvic rocks on all fours rather than lying on your back. It's a little bit more challenging. So hands underneath your shoulders, knees under hips. The reason it's a bit more challenging to do this pelvic rock movement on all fours is that it's a bit easier to engage your glutes and your tummy, and you don't want to do that. So when you're rocking your hips underneath, try not to squeeze your bum. So you're just working, when you've got your bum tucked under, working on pulling your tummy button up to your spine without squeezing your glutes. So my back goes to about flat, then tuck under, pull my tummy up to my spine, and then back to flat, and then tuck under again. And it's very easy to engage your bum before you engage your tummy. So you're really working on easing your stomach muscles more. Pardon me. So I find it's a lot harder because my glutes just want to engage. Do a couple more, and then you're going to roll back onto your back. Good. Onto your back. Static dead bugs. Arms above your shoulders, knees above your hips. Rock your back into the floor and push it down. So keep your back pushed into the floor, and then do some conscious breathing. So inhale. Your back will come off the floor a tiny bit, but try not to let it come up too far. And then as you exhale, really push it hard into the floor. Inhale, back will come up a little bit. Exhale, push it down harder. And again. And exhale, push it down harder. Now if you want to make this feel a little bit more challenging, you can just let your knees drop forward a tiny bit. So we're just talking a fraction, an inch, no more. And this will immediately make it more challenging to keep your back flat to the floor. And let's keep going until about another 15 seconds. Do one more. Lovely. And then roll over onto your front again. This time, child pose. So you push down to a child pose position, and then come up and rock your hips from side to side a few times. Down again. And then up and waggle your hips from side to side. I really like this one. It always feels really nice. Down to child pose. And then up and just waggle your hips from side to side. So I'm doing 4 movements. So down to child pose, up, and then I move from side to side 4 times, and then back down again. But if you want to do more, then you can. Keep going. I'm going to do another 20 seconds of that. Although I'd quite happily do it for the entire session. One more. And then moving into some side chest openers. If you've got something you can put underneath your head for this, foam roller or a cushion or a rolled up towel, it is more comfortable. I have, in fact, got a towel I'm going to use. Towel under my head. A little lie down. Arms out in front of your shoulders and then open up the top arm. 30 seconds on each side. Be aware of what your hips are doing. You don't want your top hip to rock back. So when I do this, it's really hard for me to stop my knees from coming off the floor. So I'm just going to let my top leg drop down over my lower leg, and that just anchors my hips in place a little bit. Also makes it quite a lot harder. Keep going. One more. And then roll over onto your other side. So if you had to let your top leg drop over your lower one, do that straight away for the second one. And off you go. This is lovely. Resting my head on a slightly damp, cold towel. And bring my foam roller down from the house. Keep going. 2 more. Good. And then roll over onto your front. Thoracic rotations. Never easy to say first thing in the morning. Foot forward, hand down, and then rotations. 30 seconds on each side. Hood and headpiece don't really go well together. So wrap that around it and go to bed. And then change sides. You can hear the birds singing in the background. It's very peaceful. A few of them. One more. And then slowly stand up. So we're going to go back to practicing neutral spine again. We've done this standing and sitting, but we're going to go back to standing today. Just going to find about with the stopwatch. There we go. Okay. So I want you to stand with your hands on your hip bones. I've got too many layers. Hands on your hip bones, feet about hip width apart. Before you do anything else, roll your shoulders back. So your chest open, look straight ahead, and then tuck your hips under. When you're in that position, pull your tummy towards your spine as hard as you can. And then relax. So again, draw your shoulders back, tuck your tail under, draw your toe button towards your spine as hard as you can, hold that, and then relax. And now do it without squeezing your bum. So shoulders back, rock your hips under, Try and relax your bum, it's really hard. And pull your tummy in towards your spine. Let's practice one more of those. So shoulders back, tail tucked under, tummy in hard towards your spine without squeezing your bum. Good, and relax. So next one, we're going to do a kneeling band pull. Has everyone got a band handy? Grab your band, kneel down. Think about your spine before you do anything else. Don't arch your back. Tail tucked under, tummy button pulled hard towards your back. Band up above your head. I'm going to pull down onto your upper back. So when you're doing this, the first thing you should be thinking about is what your tummy is doing. So you're keeping your navel pulled towards your spine all the time. So in this kneeling position, you will engage your glutes a little bit to support you, but you want to feel it more in your tummy than you can in your bum. Well done. If you feel your back starting to arch, just re-engage. Tail tucked under. Good. So this should feel quite nice. It's a bit more of a mobility exercise again, this one. One more. And then sit down. Put your band over your feet. For the first set, I want to make this relatively easy, so just have the band over your feet, loop just once like that. Feet not touching, tall, shoulders back, and take the band so that there'll be some slack, but you want a little bit of resistance on the band with your arms straight. I'm just going to pull with one arm. Pardon me. So it's a single arm band row. Row with your arm quite tight to your side. Core engage, obviously. Keep it pulled towards your back. Well done. This one shouldn't feel too difficult either. And then change sides. It'll be tempting to let your arm come out to the side when you're doing this. Think about keeping your elbow tucked in. You want your back and the back of your arm to work as much as possible. I think we're done. Keep going. Five seconds. And then take the band off your feet. I want you to just wrap it around so it's like that. So you've got something to hold on to, but it doesn't weigh anything. And then go do some easy torso rotations. Bend your knees, bring your toes up, hold the band out in front of you. So I've got my palms facing downwards and just pulling ever so slightly on the band, and then rotate from side to side. Not a huge movement, so I'm not rotating to my full range of movement. But I'm trying to stop my knees from wobbling from side to side. So my knees want to shift as I'm doing this. I'm trying to keep my knees stable, shoulders down. And it's a neutral spine position as well, so look at the middle of the band while you're rotating from side to side. So at the moment I can feel this more in my thighs than anywhere else, so I'm going to bring my tummy towards my spine a bit more. Try and get my core working before my legs. 5 more seconds. There we go, stomach's actually woken up now. Took a while. Good. Back onto the kneeling band pull. So kneel over again. Kneel over. Kneel up. Preposition sorted out this morning. Okay, so kneel up again. Bum tucked under, core engaged, and you're going to do this band pull. So if you want to make it a bit more challenging, slightly narrower grip on the band, so when you pull it across your back, you're having to work a bit harder. I can feel my shoulder blades moving up and down as I'm doing this. your upper back will start to tire and you might start to arch your back in that case, so just think always keeping the bum tucked under. 5 seconds. I might have to lose my jumper. Oh, almost getting warm enough. 3, 2, 1. Good. Sit down again. Single arm rows. Make this harder. So you've got two options. You can sling the band over your feet again and just pull in more, so you've got a lot more resistance, or you can put both sides of the band over your feet, so you've got handles. You're failing with that this morning, that's better. Why can't I do that? Oh my goodness me. Pushing a band over my feet is challenging today. So the other option is like that, so you've got the band over your feet and you're pulling, so you've got double resistance. So again, think about keeping your tummy pulled in towards your spine, chest open. 5 seconds. And then change arms. Well done. Keep thinking about your form. If your arms are getting tired, you'll find that it'll come out to the side a bit more. Resist that, keep your arm tight to your side. 5 seconds. And done, good. Torso rotation, so you can repeat that with the band again, or you can use a heavier weight for this if you want to. So if you want to use a weight rather than the band, go for it. Get ready, 2, 1, off you go. Try and increase your range of movement this time as well. So twist more from side to side. Keep the movement slow. So it's very easy doing these to let your shoulders hunch up as your upper back gets tired. Keep your shoulders low. Ten more seconds. Well done. 3, 2, 1, and done. Good. Those are over. Right, we're going to work on the exercises for our TDA, so the big muscle at the front again, starting with some more conscious breathing. Onto your back, repeating this static dead bug with the conscious breathing again. This time, rather than having your knees straight up, let them drop out a tiny bit. So let your knees drop down until you can really feel your stomach muscle having to work really hard to keep your back pushed down, and that's the position you're going to hold. And then do the conscious breathing. Try not to let your back rise off the floor this time. So each time you exhale, you're pushing your back down harder, but it should stay in contact with the floor all the time. More seconds. Not too many of these because you'll get dizzy. One more. And then sit up. Pelvic floor. Best bit this. Okay, we did these in the seated position last week and we're going to repeat that this week. So sit comfortably. I'm going to sit with my feet together, my knees dropped apart, but you can just sit in any position that's comfortable for you. Close your eyes. Visualize your pelvic floor. So your pelvic floor is a sling of muscle that goes underneath your body from pubic bone into your sacrum, and you've got rings of muscle around your vagina and urethra and around your anus. So I want you to try and visualize pulling that sling of muscle from back to front really slowly. So you're drawing up from back to front, holding for up to the count of 10. And when you can't hold it anymore, or you get to 10, release in 1. I'm going to repeat that 4 times. So work at your own time, your own pace, drawing up from back to front, holding for 10, and then releasing in 1. When you've done 4 reps, just relax. So if you can't hold for 10, or if you feel that by the time you get to 10, your muscles are starting to fatigue and you don't have the control to keep drawing them up as strongly, just keep practicing that. And if you really are struggling in a sitting position, then try doing it on your front with your bum up in the air, because it is easier in that position. It's much harder when you're sitting down. That's why we're doing it this way now, we're progressing it. So the next one, sitting again, rather than drawing up from back to front slowly, holding and releasing in 1, this time you're going to release quickly, you're going to pull up quickly, and then try and release slowly, ideally over the count of 4. So that's quite a long time, it's a slow release. I find this one the more difficult of the two, I have to say. So a quick pull up, and then a slow release over the count of 4. Do 4 of those as well. Off you go. And 4 of those, just relax. So I find the sitting position more challenging because I want to engage my stomach muscles and I want to get my bum working when I'm doing this, rather than isolating my pelvic floor. I find it quite hard to not engage my tummy and my bum. So if you're really struggling, if you're doing these and all you're doing is tensing your stomach muscles or squeezing your glutes, roll over and do these pelvic floor exercises in that braking position with your head down and your bum up, because it's much easier to isolate your pelvic floor. Right, moving on. Let me know how you're getting on with those. Private message if you want. Okay, alternate arm and leg. No, wrong. I wrote it down in the wrong order this morning, so I'm going to confuse myself. Low plank with a squeeze. So we've done these in a straight arm plank position for the last 2 weeks. So you're going to progress to low plank, holding for 10 seconds, then relaxing, and then doing 2 more sets. Then a dead bug with a weight above your head or moving behind. So this isn't the progression from last week, so it's quite challenging anyway. So you're holding your weight above your shoulders. 2 options, either hold that there and do dead bug legs, or bend behind your head as you extend your legs. So you can choose which one of those to do. If you're doing the extension and your back is arching and you can't control it, then just hold the weight above your shoulders and do the leg extensions, and then bent leg drops. So it's staying on your back, bringing your head up into your hands, and you do single, double leg drops. And again, if you get to the double leg drop and your back is really arching off the floor and you can't control it, just do the single leg. But let's start with the low plank. So on your elbows, you're going to do 10 seconds, squeezing everything. So pulling your tummy up to your spine, squeezing your back, squeezing your legs, keeping everything really tight. 10 seconds, then we'll relax for a few seconds and then repeat it 3 times. All right, get ready. 3, 2, 1, off you go. So just think about your position of your pelvis. You've got your hips tucked under, tummy drawn up. It's only 10 seconds. And then relax. It's quite nice really, isn't it? And go, up you go. And rest. 1 more. and up. 3, 2, 1, and then rest. Onto your back, dead bugs. Start with your weight above your shoulders, legs up, 45 seconds, and off you go. What you're looking out for in this, you're bringing the weight above your shoulders, so that when your weight is up and your leg is extended, your back is on the floor. Seconds. Getting challenging now. And rest. Okay, next one. Bring your head up into your hands. This helps to push your back down. And that's okay, this is a challenging exercise. So start with your knees above your hips. Single leg. Single leg. Double leg. Remember, if you can't keep your back down or if it's pulling in your back, if your back is hurting more than your tummy, just stick with the single leg. 5 seconds. And then rest. Hug your knees into your chest. Birds are really going for it this morning. It's delightful out here. Good. Onto your front. Plank. We're repeating that. So 10 seconds. Rest. 10 seconds. Rest. 10 seconds. You take the jump off. Alright, get ready. 3, 2, 1. Off you go. Into plank. Everyone's stripping off. Hoodies are not easy to get off elegantly, are they? And then rest. And down. And rest. One more. There we go. And down. Onto your back. Dead bugs. 45 seconds. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Off you go. When you have your arms extended and your leg extended, just really think about being sort of pulled by ropes. You've got ropes attached to your hands, ropes attached to your feet, and just being pulled and extended as much as you can. And done. Head up into your hands, singles bent to double leg drop. Off you go. So this one will feel the most challenging for your stomach muscles. It's okay just to keep it with a single leg drop if it's too much. Five seconds. Well done. And then rest. Roll onto your back, onto your front rather. One more set of plank. 10 seconds. Get ready. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Obviously I quite like a 10-second plank. And then rest. Off you go. The good news is that this is more effective doing 3 sets of 10 seconds than doing 5 minutes. Rest. 1 more. And go. And rest. Roll onto your back. Last set of dead bugs. So if you're starting to feel that your abs are fatiguing and your lower back is taking over, then just do this movement with the weight above your shoulders, don't move your arms. Off you go. Keep going. 15 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and then single double leg drop. Get ready. 2, 1, off you go. So I can now really feel my stomach muscles working below my tummy button. They are burning now. So as those muscles are fatiguing, my back is wanting to take over. So I'm really working to keep my back pushed down to the floor. 3, 2, 1, and then rest. Just hug your knees into your chest. And then move on to the last set. So when you're ready, roll onto your front. In fact, watch me first of all. 4 exercises to finish off with, and I'll just demonstrate before we do each one rather than showing you all of them. So we're going to progress the alternate arm and leg extensions we've been doing. So last week we did alternate arm and leg tucks. This time we're going to do some pulses. So you bring your arm and your leg up, look in your camera to check how high your leg is and how high your arm is. You don't want to do this up here like that because it'll arch your back. Thumb at shoulder height, heel at bum height, and then you just do little pulses. About 3 or 4 pulses, then change, reset before you move, core engaged, pulse up and down, and then change. So it's really slow, but the pulses are quicker. So you do a quick pulse, and then just slowly reset, raise, and then do a quicker pulse. Off you go. So start with your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. 1 minute. 3, 2, 1, and off you go. So make sure before you start these pulses that you've got everything nicely set up. Hand under your shoulder, knee under your hip, not leaning over to one side, cores engaged. Keep checking how high your hand and your foot are. Seconds. Good, and done. Side plank. Last couple of weeks we've done a side plank in a modified position. So that's with your leg bent underneath you, pushed up like that. So we're going to do the side plank reach again from last week. But if you want to, if you can, progress going into a full side plank. If you can't manage the full side plank, if you're wobbling too much, then go to the modified position. So you can start in full and drop down to the modified position if you want to. Make sure I've got my elbow under something soft, so that's better. Alright, get ready. 30 seconds on each side, and go. So if your arm that you're resting on doesn't feel comfortable, make sure that your elbow is directly underneath your shoulder. Push too far out in front of you, it'll be uncomfortable. More uncomfortable it is anyway. So if you can't maintain a full side plank, if you're wobbling, so if your top hip is moving back and forth too much, then you can drop to a modified and then change sides. Get ready and go. So if you are in the full side plank position, make sure you keep your hips pushed up. Keep an eye on what your top hip's doing, don't rock back and forward. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and drop down. Lovely. Right, the next one, we did this last week, I'm not changing this. Let's just move towels and bands and things out of the way. Okay. So kneeling press and rotate. So, I've got my left foot forward, left arm forward, weight in my right hand, and I press forward and then rotate away. So press with my right hand, rotate my left. Just watch me and start when you're ready. Look at the hand that you're rotating away from your body as well. Five seconds. And then change sides. So I've now got my right foot forward, right arm raised, pressing with my left. Well done, that looks really good. One more, and then done. Onto your back. So we did a marching bridge to press for the last couple of weeks. I'm going to progress it. If this is too much, then just do a double leg position. So push your hips up, you have the weight above your shoulders, and you're going to raise one leg, and that stays raised. So if you look at yourself in the camera, look at your leg, your thigh should be vertical. Keep your hips pushed up, and you're going to press up and down. So what you're going to want to do is collapse over that raised leg. So you're fighting to keep your raised leg, that hip, at the same height as the other one. If that's too hard, just hold a full bridge position and press up and down. Start if you haven't. We're going to do about 10 seconds, then change legs. So I've got my more challenging leg raise. It's so hard to fight this collapsing. And then change sides. Push your hips up again, core engaged. Bring your leg up, push up and down. God, that's totally different on that side. That's hilarious. Keep going. So when I do exercise like this, I realise how much stronger my right glute is than my left. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and then rest. And we got, oh, I can do one more set. Lucky things. Alternate arm and leg pulses. So roll onto your front. Same as last time. 1 minute. Each time you put your hands into the floor, reset and start again. Off you go. 30 seconds. Hope this time feels a little bit easier than the first time. Last 10 seconds. Good, and done. On to side plank. So either full or modified. If you did a modified side plank for the first set, try and do a full for the second and last set. 3, 2, 1, off you go. So this reach, I'm really reaching across, trying to extend as I'm holding my hips up. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1, roll over. And go. Well done. Keep your hips up. Be aware of what the top hip's doing. Make sure it's not rocking back or forward. 5 seconds. 2, 1, done. Good. Kneeling press and rotate. So kneel up, grab your weight. I'm going to start with my left foot forward, right hand forward. Off you go. Press forward, rotate round. Keep going, 10 seconds. And then change sides. Okay, off you go. It's getting really warm in here now. Might have to turn the heater off. Keep going. Lovely, well done. It's nice. Five seconds. And done. Last one then is held bridge. So onto your back. So if you found this pretty much impossible to do, if you couldn't stabilise your hips, if one hip was dropping or if it was catching in your lower back, do this in an easier position. So if that was the case, just push your hips up and hold a bridge like that and then press up and down. If not, raise your leg. 3, 2, 1, off you go. So challenging on this side. Keep going. 5 seconds. And then change legs. Good, change sides. And go. Hilarious. I could do this all day on this leg. Easy peasy. Seconds. 3, 2, 1, and done. Hug your knees into your chest. Well done, you can stretch now. Oh, I run over, sorry. I have to talk too much today. Okay, stay lying on your back, hug one leg in and let the other leg extend out in front of you. So actually think about physically pushing your foot away from your body as you hug the leg in. Hopefully you can feel a stretch across the front of your hip. Good. Don't change legs. Put your hand to the outside of your knee and pull that leg across your body. I've got my other arm on the floor, out to the side for some stability. I'm just pulling across enough that I can feel a stretch in my bum. And then hook your hand under your knee and pull across your body again, and you should hopefully feel a bit of a stretch in your hip. And then if you can, just have a go at straightening the leg a little bit. Okay, hug both knees in again, or waggle around a bit. And then change sides. So, pull your knee in hard to your chest, pushing your other foot away from you. And then arm out to the side, hand across, and then pull your leg across your body. Just keep pulling, hopefully feel a stretch around here, inside your bum. And then hook under, and pull across. My hip is so tight. My foam roller has been sitting in my lounge looking at me for days. I might actually have to use it. And then if you can, straighten your leg. Pull your knees into your chest again. And then just slowly roll over onto your front. Push up into a cat stretch. Tuck your toes under. Push your bum up nice and high. And then from there, walk up to stand. You can bend your knees a little bit if it helps, or keep your legs straight. Walk up to stand, really slowly, reach up. And then done. Well done. Well done this morning. Let me know if any of those were too hard, if it challenged your back too much. Let me know as well if you really struggle with the pelvic floor exercises and that. I can give you some easier modifications to do. And I'll see you next week.